New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
All right. So some more tidbits in news. We are going to revisit some old rumors with some new updates. Rumor number 1. Fred VanVleet. The Knicks have been rumored to, want to be interested in Fred VanVleet like many others have. Ryan and I, we discussed the value of Fred VanVleet. Right, Ryan, remember this episode?
Yes, I do.
You can check out the free agent point guard episodes. And I'm probably going to chop that up and post it up later for you guys too as well. But listen, this guy is a great point guard. I wouldn't call him a pure point guard, which is my trepidation about him. But a guy who can make the basic pass, who can shoot the three, can't necessarily finish around the rim, but gives you around 7 3-point attempts a game while shooting at a pretty high value. You gotta love that, right, Ryan?
Of course.
Yeah. But the Knicks news is, the rumor is anyway, that the Knicks are prepared to give him $22 million a season.
Which would make him the highest paid player on the Knicks.
Yeah. Which would make that a no for me, dog, personally. And like I said, I listen. If you look at the opinions of Knicks Twitter, we are in the minority. I feel like I've seen other guys who respect it who would say they would give him the money.
Mm-hmm.
But I just can't bring myself mentally to pay him over $20 million a game. Go ahead, Ryan. It's like you want to say something.
My whole thing is, I understand if the Knicks are going to attract free agents, the Knicks are going to have to overpay. That's a given. But to make VanVleet the highest paid player on your team, and then on top of that, the Knicks are trying to rebuild. It's not even like the Knicks have a complete team as it is, and we're just missing 1 or 2 pieces.
Right.
To me, it doesn't make sense. I'm not going to pay a guy $22 million, and he's not even the best player coming from the team he's coming from, which is a championship contender. So VanVleet's a good point guard. I would get him at a cheaper price than that, but over 20 mil. I don't know. Me personally, I couldn't do it.
And I'll reiterate this. I don't think we're going to be able to pull VanVleet. I mean, unless we do something crazy like that, maybe we will. Because, 26-year-olds chase the bag. That's just how, that goes, usually. Yeah. But I'll say this. The counter argument to that, right, Ryan, is what other people are saying is having a point guard who can stretch the floor and shoot that high volume of threes is going to open up the potential of players like RJ and Mitch, who have been stifled thus far because we don't have enough more shooters on this floor. However, to me, what I feel like is going to happen in the long run is, yes, it might develop RJ and Mitch to a certain point, right? But then there's a ceiling. I think that's there's a ceiling that happens, all right? RJ gets developed, cool. Mitch gets developed, cool. We want that. Yes. What's gonna happen is if it's a guy like VanVleet who's gonna pay $22 million, to me, for a young player, I feel like it's gonna take years. It's not gonna be $22 million in the first year and then, re-sign him later. If he overpay for a 1-year deal, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. Give it to him. But if you're gonna overpay for 3-4 years, I'm not.
Nah.
Because what happens is you're gonna reach a certain ceiling where people are gonna realize that he's being overpaid, and we won't be able to get past a certain point. We'll be in that middle. We'll be in that middle territory, Ryan, where we're just maybe a 7 seed,
mm-hmm.
or a 6 seed and stuck there for a few years and won't be able to move VanVleet's contract because he's overpaid and we're just strapped.
Exactly. You would have to wait till the final year of his contract where it's like, okay, a team that's in contention will probably take him on because it's the last year of his contract and they know that that contract's going to be off the books when the year's over. But then when you have VanVleet on a contract for 3-4 years left, and then you see he's not worth the contract, then the Knicks are in limbo. And then on top of that, he's taking a big chunk of the cap space. The Knicks can't even bring in other players to complement the squad like that. That'll probably elevate the team to, you know, higher heights. So
exactly.
Yeah, for VanVleet, for me to spend over $20 million on a player, he has to be a game changer. Like I have to, like he has to be a player that when I bring him in, I know for a fact that's plus 5-10 wins right there.
Exactly.
At least.
Exactly. So, I mean, it is what it is. I have my own brain. I go against the grain sometimes. So even though these guys on Knicks Twitter is saying, "Oh yeah, VanVleet," not me. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, me neither.
Unless it's if you're gonna give him 18, 17, all right, let's go.
Yeah, it's manageable. Yeah,
I can manage that. What's wrong? What's wrong with it? Once you start getting to the 22s, 3s, and 4s, It's Ryan. It's like last call of the club, though. I feel that's what it is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Ryan? When I say last call of the club,
I know what you mean.
It's 3:55. All the fine girls are gone. You looking at homegirl over here in the corner with the snaggle. Never mind. Like, I got 22 million for you, girl. Nah, I'm good. Break down like only KOT can. All right. All right. Moving on to other weird rumors. Oh, yo, I didn't even talk about this in the docket, Ryan. Chris Paul. There's been details of the Chris Paul rumors. Talked about by Scoop B. He said that the Knicks have put Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox, and, you know, first round picks on the table for Chris Paul. Listen, you know how I feel about that, right? Like, I already talked about that last time. I'm like, listen, I'm not giving away any picks for a dude who's 36.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
Me neither. The only way I would do it is if the Knicks were in a position where I know for a fact we bring in Chris Paul, we become championship contenders. That's the only way. But we bring in Chris Paul, the most the Knicks can do is possibly make the 8th seed in the play. You know, make the 8th seed in the East, and that's not going to cut it if you're going to give up two first round picks.
No. It's not going to happen. Now, at least I hope it doesn't happen. If anything, I feel like the Knicks are kicking the tires on that deal. Was not necessarily a done deal. At least that's my rationale. That's what I hope. Because if it's no, if that's the actual offer, I'm going to cry. I'm gonna be like, this is more of the same. Don't do it.
Exactly.
Same
old Knicks.
Same old Knicks. So I pass on that. As good as Chris Paul is, I just don't do it. Please don't do. Can we just get? I'm still good for, you know, getting a stopgap point guard in here. I'm still good for that, man. I'm still for getting a Dragic in here if you can steal, or homie from the Orlando Magic who was injured for a year, who shot pretty good from 3. I forgot his name. It's escaping me right now. But we talked about him earlier. Mm-hmm. I'm down for something like that. Stopgap. Bring a younger guy along.
Yeah.
Shoot, even Lamar Peters. I'm down for that too. Or Jared Harp. Somebody can shoot a 3. Somebody. Moving on to another. Do I want to address this, man?
I mean, we can address it shortly. I mean, we already know the vibes.
Montrezl Harrell, man. Okay. Montrezl Harrell. It's been rumored the Knicks are interested in Montrezl Harrell. It seems like the Knicks are interested in everybody. I get it though. I get it. The Knicks are usually linked to everybody, and it'll be a lot more of that this season because we got a lot of money. But you know, Knicks are rumored to be interested in Montrezl Harrell. Of course, Montrezl Harrell is a beast. He's killed us in games for sure.
For real.
Defensive juggernaut, rebounder. I don't know though. What do you think about it, man?
Well, Montrezl Harrell is the reigning sixth man of the year, so you know dude can ball. Obviously, he's a beast in the paint. He has great energy, which is a player that most teams can use. But like I said, the Knicks' issue is spacing, and you bring in Montrezl Harrell, he's not going to exactly solve the issue of spacing, because he's not a perimeter shooter. He's a guy that, he's the guy that's more in the paint area or the mid-range area. So, is he a good player? Of course he is. Is he what the Knicks need at the moment? Not really.
Develop these guys, man. Look, all right, there's a lot of rumors out here for some vets that. The more I'm looking at this Kenny Payne thing, and the more I'm looking at this Johnny Bryant thing, the more I'm just like, you know what? Let's get these young guys in this game, man. Plug in a veteran or two, and let's see what these young guys can do.
Yeah.
I think I'm on that move, man. Especially because this season is going to be, who knows, 2 games.
Oh, man. 2 games in the playoffs.
Yeah, man. It's going to be 2 games in the playoffs. The season's not going to start till January, maybe, the earliest. Like, you're going to have 30 games to play, dog. Like, it's not going to be that many games.
Exactly.
Just let the kids play. So it's not even going to be some real season where you're going to be able to develop and, watch the vets work for just let the kids play. I'm on that right now, yo.
For real.
I think I'm going to let the kids play. Screw this. I'm sorry, Tom. You just gotta roll with that. I know you like vets, guy, buddy.
like the Knicks bought that development staff for a reason, so you might as well put them to use. Might as well put them to work.
Might as well work them. And speaking of development staff and other news, the Knicks are not done adding to their development staff. There will be more coaches added very slowly because season ain't gonna start for a long time, so they're gonna take their time. But those who are looking right now, we got Johnny Bryant, we got Kenny Payne, we got Mike Woodson, we have somebody else. Listen, the Knicks have not. They've had the smallest development staff in the NBA, and we didn't even know it. So for guys who were saying, why are we hiring so many coaches? We're used to being so understaffed that you don't realize that we had 2 little coaches.
Exactly.
So look out for that. More Knicks coaching staffs going to be added very soon. And hopefully that makes a difference. If you have a coach, it's almost like one-on-one teaching almost.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, you got to get better, right? You think?
Yeah, I mean, the only way is up.
The only way is
New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.